Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the show. Wow. Last week's episode on how to use a challenge to grow on Instagram received lots of feedback and questions. And we are so glad you're listening and you're asking. In that episode number 23, how to hold a challenge for Instagram growth, I mentioned forming a chat group as part of your challenge. And people have been asking, how do you create a chat group? Where's the chat group? How can I find it? Well, luckily, I created a video for that. It's a reel. So if you pop over to my Instagram, which hopefully you're following me if you are listening to this show, go to Authentic Online Marketing Pod on Instagram and scroll my reels. You'll see the exact way to do that. And also, did you know, this is a little tip for you, every reel has a link. So I'm going to drop the link to that specific reel in the show notes. So you'll be able to see how you can create your own chat group or pod for your challenge if you want to do that. So I got you. See, right here, this is what we do. We got you. Now, today is a follow-up from last week on how to hold a challenge in Instagram to grow your audience, where I asked a member inside my mentorship, Joni Scott, during her hot seat session, how to grow her platform once she had the basics down. So this is the follow-up of that episode, just expounding. I want to share with you how to collaborate on a challenge to grow your following. So if you haven't caught that episode, you'll want to do that ASAP. Today, though, I'm giving you specific examples for ways to hold a challenge on Instagram using its new collab features. If you don't know about those, this is a perfect time to introduce those to you, as well as some old faithfuls over there on Instagram.
Welcome to Authentic Online Marketing with Ruthie Gray. Growing awareness for your blog, podcast, book, or product involves more than dancing to reels and yelling, "Buy my thing." This show models quality over clamor so you can put your spin on your message and market in a way that feels authentic to you, because nobody wants to sound like an infomercial. And now, here's your host, Ruthie Gray.
Y'all, collaborations with like-minded individuals who complement your brand are gold, because they not only expound your reach, but you share audiences. So you do want to, approach someone who complements your brand, of course, and that they're like-minded and that you hopefully can work well together. Of course, you have to test these things and you learn through doing. So don't worry about being super, super specific about this if you haven't done it before. Just reach out to somebody that you like and see if they'd be interested and try to do it together. Here's some suggestions about how to do this. Once you figure out who you're going to collaborate with, then hold a live video together and just kind of do a little bit of a value video, like maybe it's a training or an educational tip or something that you've both learned or one of you's learned and you're interviewing each other. This is, if you have time, this is kind of pre-announcing your challenge. You're just kind of giving value, okay? So a few weeks ahead. Once you decide what your challenge is and you select a topic, then you're going to sow the seed and announce the challenge is coming. So make sure you have a good name for it and a good purpose for it. And you can teach people quick tips, quick actions every day. And then you can go live together, possibly announcing the challenge. You could do a reel together. And this is where collabs comes in. You can collaborate on a reel to announce it, because reels, as you know, work really well right now. And that is what Instagram is pushing. So you can collaborate with your person on a reel and announce that it's coming to spread the word. And then at the start of the challenge on day one, you really should, I would have a pre-recorded video of the both of you, unless you want to go live again, just really quickly announcing it. But I would share and collab on a pre-recorded video, like a 2-minute video to just tell everybody what it is. And it goes on both your feeds. and then you can get the word out that way. The person that you collaborate with, maybe she's better at video and you're better at graphics or copy, or, what you want to do is leverage your strengths. Maybe one of you is better at live or is more versed in it, or public speaking and so forth. So just leverage your strengths and then use those superpowers to reach more people together. Okay, so I know you're wondering about the collabs and how to use them. So let's talk about it. Instagram collabs allow you to invite someone to collaborate on a feed post or a reel, including feed post videos, and they can share the content with their followers. So this post shows up in both of your feeds, and you both get analytics for this one post that you're sharing. You get views, likes, and comments, depending on the type of post it is. And so that allows you to leverage and engage with each other's communities. So you get all the notifications, yes, but you know how it is sometimes when you are perhaps guesting on someone else's podcast, or the two of you, she's featuring you for some reason, and she gets a bunch of comments and you have to keep going over there to make sure that you acknowledge the comments too. Well, this way you get the notifications, so you both are in the know and can answer. And maybe one of you, maybe take turns on answering, which is great, right? So here's how this works. After uploading your reel or your feed post, go to the share screen as usual when you're going to share your post, and then you tap tag people. And then you'll see an option to invite collaborator. And then you can search whoever the user is that is your person and click on that. Now, if someone is inviting you to collaborate and you're on the receiving end, the way that shows up, that request shows up, is it's in your DMs. So then you'll just hit accept for the content to appear in both your profiles. So as a follow-up on Joni's collaboration on the prayer challenge that she held, she reports we each gained about 10 followers. And interestingly, many people commented on it after we were done that they enjoyed reading and following along during the challenge, but not necessarily participating. So let this be a note to you. Not everyone is going to actively participate in your challenge, but you can still get results from it. She not only got 10 new followers, but Joni says I gained about 20 newsletter subscribers. So that's twice as many followers. Joni said she really learned a lot from this challenge and from adding the newsletter aspect, and was so thankful to just go ahead and test it out. And since then, she's had other challenges. So once you go, you learn, and then you do better the next time and the next time. And this is it, y'all. We just learn as we go. You can't be perfect the first time. So just try it, test it out, see. If your challenge doesn't take off, maybe you simply need to rename it. Or maybe you just need to tweak a few days. Maybe it only needs to be 5 days and not 15 or 30. Make sure that you don't just give up. Keep going. You got to keep going and keep going and keep testing and keep delivering value. So here's the thing, y'all. Newsletter subscribers are not more important, but there is better longevity and better return on your investment with newsletter subscribers, because those are the ones you can reach at any time. Like Joni reported ending up with twice as many subscribers because of the collaboration aspect as she did followers. And with newsletter subscribers, you don't have to worry about the Instagram algorithm. And if they subscribe to your newsletter, that means they're interested in hearing specifically what you have to say. You get them off of the Instagram platform and onto your newsletter and onto your email list, and they're invested. And you're not competing with 500 million Instagram users, because that's the report right now, daily on Instagram. So for newsletter freebie offerings for your challenge, Some suggestions are a free PDF, a checklist, prayer cards, daily prompts, printables, verses. It depends on what your niche is as to what your challenge should be about. So the options are endless for resources you can offer for your specific challenge. And by the way, if you want a more tangible list of ideas for list building, as well as a newsletter system that attracts and keeps followers coming back for more, check out my Authentic Email Marketing School. It starts February 14th, Valentine's Day. Now, if that's not the right time for you, we'll have another launch later in the year, but really, this is necessary. It's necessary to get that email list started so that you can have a backup and a better way of getting in touch with your followers than just depending on the Instagram algorithm. And by the way, in this email school, I give my personal feedback on your newsletters. You'll walk away with a welcome series and swipe files and launch email templates. It's simple. It's a group setting. You'll realize you can do this even if you're not a writer at heart, and students are reporting upwards of 25% increases in open and retention rates. So think about joining us, or at least check it out. We've got the link in the show notes, just like always. What do you think? Are you going to hold a challenge? I'd love to know. If you enjoyed this episode, would you please snap a picture of it, of whatever podcast app you're using, and share it in stories and tag me? I'd love to know if you enjoyed it. Next week, you'll hear the first part of our growth training inside my free Facebook group from my own challenge that we had just a couple weeks ago. So be sure to follow the podcast so you're notified on that and all the other episodes. Until next time, remember to share your message your way in your own authentic voice.